Welcome to the 10 Minutes Gold Mine, where every book gives you a treasure of knowledge in just 10 minutes. Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. Introduction. Meditations is a collection of personal writings by Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor who ruled from 161 to 180 AD. These writings were originally not intended for public view but were a way for Marcus to reflect on his life, philosophy, and purpose. The book is a record of his thoughts, observations, and self-reflections as he sought to live a life guided by Stoic principles. Despite its ancient origins, the work is timeless, offering profound insights on how to cultivate inner peace, resilience, and a meaningful life, making it incredibly relevant for today's world. Part 1. The nature of life and the importance of acceptance. One of the foundational themes in Meditations is the recognition that life is unpredictable and often beyond our control. Marcus constantly reminds himself that life is fleeting, and that change is an inevitable part of the natural order. However, rather than viewing this as a negative, he encourages an attitude of acceptance. In his view, the key to living a fulfilling life is not in controlling external events but in managing how we respond to them. Marcus reflects on the fact that everything that happens in life is part of the grand design of the universe, and therefore, it should not be resisted. This acceptance of the impermanence of life provides a sense of freedom, as we can stop fighting against the inevitable. In fact, Marcus advises that we should not view challenges or difficulties as obstacles but as opportunities for growth. When faced with adversity, it is not the challenge itself that matters but our ability to approach it with wisdom and calmness. A famous quote from Meditations illustrates this perfectly: "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." By reframing difficulties as opportunities to practice virtue, we can transform the obstacles we face into stepping stones for personal development. Part 2. Control over the self and mindfulness. Another central theme in Meditations is the idea of self-control and the power of the mind. Marcus Aurelius deeply believed that the mind was the source of our happiness, as it shapes our perception of the world around us. He constantly reminded himself to focus on cultivating a strong, disciplined mind that would be resilient to the stresses and distractions of life. The Stoic philosopher emphasizes that while we cannot control external events, we do have the ability to control our reactions to them. Emotions such as anger, jealousy, or frustration are natural, but we must not allow them to dictate our behavior. Instead, Marcus advises that we approach life with mindfulness, being fully aware of our thoughts and feelings, and choosing to act with reason, not impulse. In numerous passages, Marcus meditates on the importance of focusing on the present moment. He advocates for letting go of past regrets or future anxieties and instead embracing the here and now. By focusing on the present, we can avoid being distracted by the noise of life and better align our actions with our true purpose. As he writes, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is a powerful reminder that our inner peace depends not on external circumstances but on how we choose to perceive them. Part 3. The role of virtue and ethics in life. Virtue, for Marcus Aurelius, is the highest good and the ultimate goal of life. In Meditations, he reflects on the Stoic virtues of wisdom, courage, justice, and moderation, emphasizing that these qualities should guide all of our actions. For Marcus, living a virtuous life is not just about moral righteousness, it is about living in harmony with the natural order and fulfilling one's role as a rational being. He constantly reminds himself to act with integrity, to be just in his dealings with others, and to approach challenges with courage and wisdom. In particular, Marcus reflects on the importance of accepting responsibility for one's actions, both in personal and professional life. By taking ownership of our decisions, we maintain our sense of self-respect and fulfill our duty to the greater good. A key aspect of Stoicism as discussed in Meditations, is the idea of living in accordance with nature. Marcus believes that humans are rational beings, and by using reason, we align ourselves with the greater universal order. This means living a life of virtue, fulfilling our duties to others, and acting with compassion and understanding. By doing so, we not only improve our own lives but also contribute to the well-being of society as a whole. Part 4. The Impermanence of Life and the Acceptance of Death. In Meditations, Marcus frequently reflects on the fleeting nature of life and the inevitability of death. For him, the awareness of our mortality is a central part of living a meaningful life. Rather than fear death, Marcus advises embracing it as a natural and inevitable part of existence. By contemplating the shortness of life, we are reminded to make the most of the time we have. Death is not something to be avoided or feared, but something to be accepted with grace and understanding. Marcus writes, "Death smiles at us all we can do is smile back." This profound realization shifts the focus from the fear of death to the importance of how we live our lives. For Marcus, the acceptance of death allows us to live more freely. By recognizing the temporary nature of life, we become more appreciative of the present and more focused on what truly matters. We stop wasting time on trivial matters and instead focus on cultivating virtue, wisdom, and a sense of purpose. Part 5. The Power of Rationality and Reason. Throughout Meditations, Marcus Aurelius stresses the importance of reason as a guiding force in life. He views rationality as one of the core traits that define us as human beings, and he believes that by exercising reason, we can make decisions that align with our best interests and our virtues. Marcus often reflects on how easily we can be swayed by our emotions, desires, or external pressures. He urges himself to always approach situations with a clear, rational mind, free from emotional disturbance. By relying on reason, we avoid being controlled by impulse and instead act in ways that are consistent with our values and goals. One of the most important lessons Marcus teaches in Meditations is the idea that we are not slaves to our emotions. We have the power to control how we react to external events, and it is through the practice of reason that we can achieve peace and wisdom. He writes, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." This simple yet profound statement reminds us that by cultivating a rational mindset, we can shape our lives in a way that leads to fulfillment and contentment. Part 6. The Concept of the Inner Citadel. One of the most powerful ideas in Meditations is the concept of the inner citadel. For Marcus, this inner citadel represents the part of us that is invulnerable to external circumstances. It is our core, our rational mind, our virtue, and our sense of self that remains unaffected by the chaos of the outside world. This inner citadel is what gives us the strength to persevere in the face of adversity, to remain calm in the midst of turmoil, and to act with wisdom and integrity. Marcus reflects on the importance of cultivating and protecting this inner citadel. By strengthening our inner resolve, we can navigate the challenges of life without being shaken by them. The more we develop this inner strength, the more we can remain true to ourselves, regardless of what happens in the external world. Conclusion. In Meditations, Marcus Aurelius offers us a rich source of wisdom on how to live a life of virtue, mindfulness, and peace. His reflections on the nature of life, self-control, virtue, and acceptance of death continue to resonate with readers today. By embracing these Stoic principles, we can cultivate inner strength, navigate life's challenges with grace, and live more meaningfully. Now, think about it. How can you apply Marcus Aurelius' wisdom in your life today? What challenges do you face that could be reframed as opportunities for growth? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments section below. That's it for today's 10 Minutes Gold Mine. If you found value in this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and keep mining for more golden knowledge. See you in the next one.